Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We are back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we will be discussing Carson Wentz, the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, when it comes to Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles, the past few days have been really interesting because, as reported today, the Eagles are interested in trading Carson Wentz. And let's not forget, this is going to be the 2020 season just finished up. This has been Carson Wentz's fourth official season as a Philadelphia Eagle. Now, he did bring them to the Super Bowl. Well, he didn't actually bring them to the Super Bowl, but he brought them to the playoffs, and then Nick Foles brought them to the Super Bowl, and Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, and then they ended up letting go of Nick Foles, and Nick Foles is now on the Chicago Bears, who, funny enough, are interested in trading for Carson Wentz because they need a number one star quarterback. Now, the interesting part when it comes to this for Carson Wentz is, of course, he's getting paid a lot of money, and in order for the Eagles not to be a lot of money in dead cap space, they would need Carson Wentz to basically buy out his contract. And if Carson Wentz wants to do that, that just tells you Carson Wentz wants to get out. Now, when it comes to the teams that could be interested in trading for Carson Wentz, last week I actually did a video like this. And I actually said that I thought Matthew Stafford was going to be going to the Colts. But that didn't happen because the day I recorded that, they announced that Matthew Stafford was going to the Rams. So I never uploaded that video. And today is a week from when I recorded that video. And this video will be going up today. I'm not having that happen again. Because if the Eagles trade Carson Wentz today, and I actually scheduled this video for tomorrow, there's no point. But in terms of the teams that could be interested in trading for Carson Wentz, funny enough, there's actually a lot of suitors. I didn't expect that many people to be interested in Carson Wentz. I mean, Max Kellerman, I watched on First Take, man. Last year, he was going on about how Carson Wentz is one of the great quarterbacks in the NFL. This year, he changed up his mind and started Carson Wentz's regression, and he has said that he was the one that always knew that Carson Wentz was going to regress, which is a complete lie. Just wanted to be honest with that. But the two teams I think they're actually going to be interested in trading for Carson Wentz. One is actually kind of funny enough because imagine the Eagles do a trade swap. Imagine the Eagles trade. I'm speaking about the Chicago Bears. Imagine the Eagles trade Carson Wentz, and or the Eagles trade Carson Wentz to the Chicago Bears. And then they get Nick Foles in return. It's like a complete swap. Then we would actually see if Nick Foles can actually do what he did with Philadelphia in that team. Of course, Doug Peterson's not there. So it's going to be a lot of difference because there's going to be a new coach in Sirianni. I think he used to be one of the offensive staff for the Indianapolis Colts. So Indianapolis could be also an option for Carson Wentz, but I don't really think that's going to happen. Because I feel like I don't really know who Indianapolis wants. Indianapolis doesn't really know who they want. Because if they wanted Matthew Stafford, they could have got Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford would have been a lot more safe in Indianapolis than he's going to be in LA. Because Indianapolis offensive line, even though they Anthony Costanzo just retired, their offensive line is still stacked. And they could get a good offensive lineman in free agency or the draft because they got a lot of cap space. So Indianapolis Colts could have got the Matthew Stafford, but with the Chicago Bears and Carson Wentz, do I really like Carson Wentz to the Chicago Bears? I'll be honest, not really. I don't really like Carson Wentz to the Chicago Bears. I mean, technically, if Carson Wentz really wanted to prove to the Eagles how much he wanted to prove them, oh, you know what, I can still be great even without you guys. The Bears is the perfect situation because you're in the NFC, and if the Bears do good, which I don't think they will really do, I don't think they're going to be able to get a bye with Green Bay in that division. And Carson Wentz can't really beat. Carson Wentz is nowhere near Aaron Rodgers, so yeah, that'd be a problem. Plus, they also have the Minnesota Vikings who are doing good with Kirk Cousins. They also have good running back in Dalvin Cook. All they really need to sort out is the offensive line and defensive front, and they'll be a good team. So Chicago would have to worry about that. But the one thing that Carson Wentz wouldn't have to worry about is a good defense because the Bears' defense is a really good defense, obviously with Khalil Mack. So that'd be very interesting. And if the Chicago Bears were to trade for Carson Wentz, how much would it really cost them? what is Carson Wentz worth, really? Carson Wentz. I don't really know what Carson Wentz is really worth because it's a high risk. I think it's high risk, low reward, to be honest, because Carson Wentz, even though he's been in the NFL for 4 seasons, he's had a lot of injuries since he's come into the NFL, and like I said, this season was probably his worst season than he's been in the NFL. He ended up getting replaced by Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts ended up doing okay. Doug Pearson made that stupid move towards the end of the season and ended up getting fired for it, and now Carson Wentz is going to be gone, so it looks like it's a whole reshuffling in Philadelphia, so that's going to be really, really weird to see. But if I had to trade for Carson Wentz and I'm the Chicago Bears, the Chicago Bears even have a first? Yeah, they have a first-round pick. They didn't have a first-round pick last year, if I remember right, from the Khalil Mack trade. But if I had to trade for Carson Wentz, I'm probably trading at least a 2021 first, a 2021 second, and a second from next year. That's what I think Carson Wentz is really worth when it comes to the trade. But of course, that trade for Chicago Bears may not be like that trade for Philadelphia may not be good enough, because what the Bears end up being good next year, that pick is going to be really, really low instead of being really, 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 really high, and getting a good chance to be in the top 10 where the Philadelphia Eagles are right now. But this would mean the Philadelphia Eagles would have 2 second-round picks, 2 first-round picks for this year, and then 2 second-round picks for next year. So that'd be a very good thing to rebuild this team. And they would probably actually try and trade up and see, or actually no, they wouldn't trade up. They would just stay there because they already have Jalen Hurts. So they would probably just stay at number 7 or wherever they are, number 7, number 8, and probably try and get a wide receiver for Jalen Hurts to be there. So when it comes to the Chicago Bears, it's probably Chicago. I just see Chicago. Even though I said I don't like it, I see Chicago Bears happening more than likely than the Indianapolis Colts, because I feel like there's something going on with the Indianapolis Colts. The reason why the Colts haven't been seriously in trade discussions, I feel like there's really something going on with Indianapolis Colts, and they're working on something behind the scenes. Maybe it has to do with Andrew Luck, maybe it doesn't have to do with Andrew Luck, but I just feel like something big is going on in Indianapolis. And of course, with the whole Deshaun Watson trade, would Philadelphia really, after trading Carson Wentz, trade for Deshaun Watson? Even though Deshaun Watson, yes, he is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, but would you really just trade for a first-round pick and then get that first-round pick back, or give your first-round pick to the Houston Texans? That doesn't really make any sense. So in terms of this Carson Wentz trade, I think he'll eventually be gone for the Eagles. The Eagles need to get some more money in cap space, and if Carson Wentz ends up buying out his contract, that'll be a good thing for Philadelphia. But when it comes to 2 teams I think that are going to be interested, I think there's a probability, most likely, that Carson Wentz will be going to the Chicago Bears and staying in the NFC and probably facing against the Philadelphia Eagles for the time being. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please do smash the like button. I'll be posting more sports content for you guys to see in coming days. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification so you know my videos go live. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.